welcome back, everybody, and happy Practice Day. I think traditionally this is what they would always call it in the city, the day before Paddys proper, St. Practice Day, which would normally fall on a Friday into Paddys on a Saturday. You're practicing getting drunk for the practice for Paddys Day.
This is my first drink.
That's not what I'm saying.
Oh.
I was saying
Yeah.
I had to ask Jacqueline to confirm. I think it's St. Practice Day is what they call it.
Everybody knows it's a weekend affair.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's...
Maybe it's... Oh, you know what? Maybe it was last week was St. Practice. I'll have to ask her. And I saw some memories on Facebook pop up of our last time we were down working at the Clad, many moons ago. It was actually 8 years ago as of today when we worked that tent. It's amazing how time flies.
Yeah.
But anyways, because of the tradition, that's why I'm, trying to pump up my Irish heritage a little bit.
He didn't even let me get to acknowledge Bill and Drew.
I don't know.
We just dropped a pretty cool song, I think.
We need to actually. So we probably we can plug them every time. I don't really give a shit.
No,
but we need to do a perma plug. That way we don't have to probably do it every time.
No. I just wanted to talk about their new song. That's all I wanted to do.
Oh, I actually wasn't following. Maybe I'm a bad fan. When did it drop?
We'll play it after the other day.
Oh, really? Oh, so it's real new.
It could have been out there before that, but there's the videos.
Okay.
Check it out.
I will check it out. But yeah, Bill and Drew, of course. And we still got to work on some of the other ones they sent.
Anyways, you're also trying to lie to everybody and say
about what?
Say that you're Irish, and you're just not.
Yeah, I got Irish in me.
Well, you got a pretty Irish shirt on, I would say.
Oh yeah, of course. These are available if anybody actually does.
These are not.
Are they not? Oh, are these special?
These are kind of exclusive.
Oh, sorry.
We don't have that many of them, and they're not really.
They're sweet though.
They're not for sale at this point in time.
I guess if there was a demand, we could.
Well, maybe. We'll see. We'll talk to Kanye.
I do have Irish, not a lot. I have to confirm with my parents. I know there's some Irish on my mom's side because my grandmother's maiden name she was Kennedy. So if that ain't Irish, I don't know what is.
I think it was Kalinsky, and they changed it to Kennedy when they came over here.
It's possible. I look pretty Irish, right?
Well, now you do, because it's the cap, really.
Sure,
it does it.
Yeah, what do they call them? Flat caps? Is that what that is? I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, what I was trying to get at before I've been rudely interrupted multiple times, time and time again, I see. That's what I mean. I can't do anything.
Yes, I'm waiting.
That's what I mean. It's the gesturing.
And they didn't even set the soundboard up.
It's the gesturing. Whatever.
Anyways, we're gonna enjoy a nice car bomb.
We are. Yeah.
As is tradition,
and offensive to the Irish. Most of the Irish, anyways. Real Irish, like me.
I got way more than you.
I doubt it.
Percentage.
You just have a recessive retard gene that gives you some red hair. That doesn't mean you're Irish.
Like I said, I think you're upset at the fact that I'm whiter than you is really, I think, what it is.
I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that, to be honest with you.
It was a joke.
Look at this. So, traditionally, I guess if people don't know, an Irish car bomb drink, I'm sure you guys are. You guys are not.
They might not be. They really might not be.
But if you're not, you use Guinness Stout, right? And
it's flowing quite nicely there.
Yeah, you'll have a shot. You basically put about a half can, give or take, inside of a draft glass.
A wide glass.
Pint glass, I think, is actually what the real name is here. Mm-hmm. And then I'm trying to split this up evenly, but I'm doing
You gave yourself way more than you gave me. Look at that. Look at this.
Look at this. There's more.
Oh, my God.
But you split it up like that.
I'm like Palestine over here.
That's pretty good. And then what you'll do, traditionally, Jameson and Bailey's, except for today, we're using Jameson and Ryan's because Ryan's is significantly cheaper, but it's the same thing.
I refuse to pay full price.
No, I get it. And the other thing on top of it, too, is that Jacqueline told me this trick. If you do the Baileys or the Ryans first,
it's probably denser.
And it doesn't curdle as fast.
Yeah. There's what do they call it?
It's like a volumetric or a density.
Density.
Yeah, right. So
It's
like a gravity measurement, specific gravity of the.
there's a word for like the separation.
Oh, yeah,
It's a thermocline,
Yeah.
temperature, but a density cline.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure, sir.
So, by the way, too, I told you it was Bailey's, Orion's, and Jameson. You just put the Bailey's in first, just a little bit, like fill the shot glass like 7/16, 3/8 of an inch, give or take. And then
Be a man.
top it with your Irish whiskey, as such. This is probably very boring radio for the people that are listening, but if you're
No,
watching on YouTube,
well, it's going to fuel the conversation to come.
it absolutely will. So you will cheers, as is tradition for the Irish folk, right? Cilantro, which you'll say, and then you drop it in and do it. Bing, bang, boom. Save that for later. You're going to need it for the send-off.
That was pretty good.
It's very smooth, very easy to drink, and, well, gets the job done, I suppose.
Well,
But
we'll see.
before we go too far into this episode, allow me to remind you of our hotline, which is 412-613-1116. And don't forget about any of the socials, baby, especially TikTok. We're popping hard on there at the moment. Well, I wouldn't say hard, but I mean, it's got the most traction.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah. Insta, Snapchat,
I think we're unshadow banned.
which is pretty sweet. We'll see if we get any new followers. Have we gotten new followers since?
I think a couple. But
That's cool.
I don't know.
But please, all feedback or any sort of, I don't know.
No, I don't want any. Not any feedback.
I'll take any of it. I'll read it. But
Constructive.
I'm more interested in, like, someone leave a voicemail. We can talk about it because, you can call in live, but I'm never going to tell you when we're doing the shows live.
They should. I mean, they should already know. I'm sure we've said it a million times. But
Yeah, if we talk about something you don't want to hear about, we'll play your voicemail back on the air and we will respond to it. Something like that. Or,
no.
I mean, I will.
Ken will. I don't know. I just don't know.
I don't know. I just want the interaction. I know you don't care so much, but me, I want to interact with maybe some of the people that are listening.
Nobody interact with Ken, please.
Please, everybody interact with me. Well, either way, move past it. Yinsboys.com. The real Yinsboys at gmail.com. Back to it. Where's my fucking koozie?
Is it on?
Oh, it's right here, dog.
Come on. Well, it blends in. It's such a nice.
really did.
It's like Vanta Black. I mean,
Sure, and
sleek, sexy.
not to mention that we always wear sunglasses. Everything is harder to see. It's a real asshole move, but I
Well,
enjoy it.
Yeah, your lenses are pretty dark today for this situation. Man, I'm a little, like sporty.
I can't wait to see your entire collection that you have.
No.
You spoke of Vanta Black. I think, is it the only car manufacturer that's using Vanta Black is Mercedes?
I don't think so. I don't know. I honestly doubt that anything they produce is actually painted in Vanta Black.
I think they probably call it that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think you can actually get a hold of true Vanta Black because it takes enough engineering or...
I don't know, and I'm sure there's stuff that looks very much like it and is not it.
Yeah.
Most people, I don't know. I don't.
Can you explain for listeners what Vanta Black is?
It's essentially a paint that it doesn't reflect light, so it appears as true black.
Very high absorption rate of what
All,
spectrum would that be? All
I
light.
think it's all light.
So it looks just like, it almost looks fake. Like if you were to see a picture of
It
Vanta
looks
Black,
like a cutout. Like if you were looking at something in the right light, etc.
oh, it would look photoshopped. It would look.
It would look like there's you could put a hole, like a circle, and put it up somewhere like eye level, and somebody'd be like, "There's a hole in
the wall or whatever
wherever.
the case is. Yeah. I learned about it only because of, I think it was Mercedes or something. And then I did more research into it. And
I think I'm sure they've done cars in it, like,
or as close as they can.
like for like auto shows and shit like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Because they do all sorts of concept cars and shit. Like that stuff's badass.
Sure.
Honestly.
It is. I bet that paint is used though for military applications.
Yeah. Well,
things
there's
that.
radar absorbing paint, as you should.
Yes, I'm very aware. So a lot of that, when I was on the defense contract, a couple of the airplanes we used, they're painted in a very specific kind of gray paint. And it's harder. It's not undetectable, but it's harder to detect with certain radars.
Yeah, I mean, really, there's a lot that goes into that.
Yep.
Especially modern radar systems.
For sure. Yeah, because if you can't bounce a signal back, then radar's useless.
It's not there.
Right. The way the way it works is it sends a signal out and it needs to receive a signal back. Very similarly to like sonar, right? On submarines, shit like that.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, you're waiting for a signal back from a ping that you sent.
Mm-hmm.
Some move at a higher, faster rate. Some
frequency.
Yeah, exactly. Some have higher clarity of definition. Some are just like blips of this. Just depends on what you're dealing with. But yeah, I bet Vanna Black probably would have a hard time, sending a signal that's been received from a radar system. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, because I mean, radar is it's
radiation. It's an emission of radiation.
Frequency.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So
but an ionizing frequency.
I mean, light is technically also radiation. It's
wavelength. Well, you talk about what's ionizing and what isn't. So like UV is ionizing. Mm-hmm. The sun, meaning that if anything ionizing essentially give you cancer, just to make it easy.
Not me, but actually, especially me.
especially you. But there on that whole spectrum, autistic and light. If you have something ionizing, it most likely is dangerous. Like think about that.
Yeah, if you're a bitch.
Not me.
Yeah, like I said, if you're like somebody like Derek.
Yeah, I'm kind of like a mutt. I got a lot of like Middle Eastern in me.
Yeah,
or whatever.
so definitely not Irish. Coming full circle.
If I were to guess, and I'll have to ask my parents because I really think I'm pretty close to like a 50-50.
I don't think you have.
I don't know though.
I think you're all Eastern Bloc. That's what I really
maybe.
think.
Yeah, I might be
just as big of alcoholics.
That had nothing to do with what we were talking about.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying if I have to go based on the facts here,
you're referring to the Irish virus, which is alcoholism, it's especially in Ireland.
It skips a generation, like we were talking about earlier. It skips a generation. Like I'm not an alcoholic.
Well, my dad wasn't, so fuck.
Well, maybe that's why I believe you're somewhat of a claim.
I might.
So
yeah.
I don't know.
I just don't know.
Well, we're gonna do a 23andMe, and then they're gonna have your DNA on file. They'll be able to custom make a virus
for me specifically.
That'll really blow you out.
Specifically for me.
That's like, bro.
Or make me better.
No, it will not. It just won't.
Of course it will.
If it doesn't kill you, though, it might.
Here's the thing.
It might. I mean, because there's a song that I heard recently. I don't know who sung it. Whatever. But what doesn't kill you will make you stronger.
Sure. What I was saying is that a lot of people are fairly alarmist about that. I can see why. It makes perfect sense.
No. It's very real, and it's happening right now.
Yeah, but listen, the fear that you're saying right now.
Well, it's not. I mean, I'm not really.
Oh, wait, no, you're not afraid.
You're afraid.
No,
which is why you're projecting. It's fine.
What I'm saying is that if someone wanted to end you with a custom made virus, bro, they could just wipe my toilet seat then.
Oh yeah, well no,
it's saying, if they wanted to.
I'm saying that's if you were looking to commit genocide.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Not Israel.
Well, everyone but Israel.
Yeah.
They are the chosen people, so.
Well, they're not really. They're more of ethnically cleansing Gaza right now. It's not a genocide.
Ooh, that's weird how you would say it that way.
Well, technically, I mean.
I just mean that, like, they're both the same thing is what you're saying.
No, they're not. They're not the same. They're actually not at all the same thing.
How so?
Well, because a cleansing, you might not necessarily be killing people. You're pushing them out of the land that once occupied.
That's strange. What didn't that happen to them from a lot of countries? I thought.
No, I don't want to get into because there's a lot of there's been so many back and forths and like.
I don't want to get involved with it either. All I know is I don't like the nomenclature. I don't like the terminology
and
of
I don't like my
cleanse.
Tax dollars going over there. Like,
plus, like, what if someone was? Absolutely. What if someone's trying to cleanse Western Pennsylvania of all the Eastern Bloc people?
Well, you're screwed. I'm okay.
I don't want to be cleansed. I'd like to be dirty.
It's unfortunate for you. I'll build a shrine. I'll pray in your legacy on occasion.
Thank you. Well, you're Irish Catholic. That's the most prominent Catholics. You know,
naturally.
They get in hard. And that, you know what? They came over. They were the priests, right? They came over. They were all the cops, all that stuff.
I mean, you gotta find power where you can.
Aaron Gobra.
I mean, you didn't have to say that. That's sort of kind of offensive.
Listen, let's get into
somebody who's not Irish. Like that's sort of it's one of these.
I've been involved with some Irish people.
I know,
you know,
probably more than me.
Yes,
technically.
But
I've also been involved. I mean,
there's been DNA going back and forth and whatever. It's like.
Not mine, and I'm not receiving any DNA.
Can I say at least
Ken's a DNA factory, though. He's got.
I produce it and I accept it.
He's a wholesaler of DNA.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll get it out there.
Inside, outside, all over him. I mean,
can I say at least today, you find that tiny fraction of Irish in you, right? That's the whole point.
Well, that's the whole point. That's the whole point of the thing. But I mean, I think the whole point is to talk about some actual topics. I think we've been really jib-jawing for too long here.
It's fun. Let's get into some of that local scuttlebutt.
Oh, you want some local news?
Yeah, let's get into some local stuff first.
So let's talk about this. So there's been a lot of houses exploding in the Western Pennsylvania area.
No.
Over the past, 7 months, 2 years, it's been a lot. A lot of houses blown up in this area.
There's one in particular, obviously.
Well, that one was very suspect because it wasn't just the homeowner. I don't think the homeowner was killed. It was
the recent one. Both of them were.
No. The one before that.
Oh yeah. They said that they were inspecting something in there. Yeah,
we've talked about it. Very possible.
Of course, yeah.
But it's just another house to explode. It's the third in 7 months.
That's not a good track record.
It's just kind of suspect,
This is the only time in my life that I've been thankful that I don't have public utilities other than electric. Now, not to say honestly, that
it's the way your setup is the way to go, and that's
I mean, I'll take it where I can, but in this latest event that you're talking about, the house explosion, that wasn't a public utility.
No, it was private,
by definition.
It was a private gas well.
However, it was still from one of these our XTOs or one of these Rex Energies or one of these
somebody
guys
had to
that are around
certify
here
and maintain that well.
Yes.
And maybe it wasn't maintained, which is very possible.
Elderly couple that perished in this event. They probably weren't.
They're elderly. It's also, inflation is squeezing people on some fixed income like Social Security,
of
old
course,
people shit like
absolutely.
That. We don't have the money to fucking inspect our well. That's gonna explode our house. What I'm saying is, thank you to our politicians, the Federal Reserve.
Yeah. And what you say there is what people don't realize is that once you're on a fixed income or you're retired or you're working a set,
you're fucked.
That's it, man. When these inflation events happen or shrinkflation or whatever you want to call what's happening, it's a little combination of both actually, but
so to
shrinkflation, I'm talking about the goods that they're selling for more, but putting less in the packaging.
I'm going to pretend you're talking to listeners right now and not trying to explain shrinkflation to me.
I understand. Yeah, but they need to know too.
I have a major in economics. You don't have to explain to me.
And you have a minor in underage women.
It was a snorkeling trip, but yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I don't know what happened.
Continue. I'm sorry.
Like I said... What were we talking about again?
Well, I was talking about how bad it affects people that are on fixed incomes or people that have only a set amount of.
Well, that is who gets squeezed the most by inflation.
Yes, absolutely.
It's the poor,
and it's not even obviously
the people
poor,
on fixed income and it's old people. That's
So you could have worked your entire life and have a pension, and let's just say you lived off your pension and not
if you made good decisions.
Yeah,
and you're a boomer. You fucked up if you fucked it, you fucked up.
Yeah, I mean,
there's no two ways around.
But it happens. You know what I mean? It could happen to anybody. Because circumstantial too.
Not you or me.
Well, I hope not. But all I'm saying is that
there's decisions that you have to make, and
that is true. But you do realize that I could have multiple issues happen to me that kind of directly affect me where what if I had a loss in the family, a burned down house that didn't get approved for the insurance? There's steps a thing that can drive you into poverty that are out of your control.
Yeah,
but it's minimal.
I agree.
I'm just saying.
I agree. You're a socialist. That's you want to give all your money to everybody. I guess.
I want to give to all the insurance companies.
Well, no, you can't now. I mean, I didn't have a news story for it, but all these insurance rates are going up like crazy because the cost to replace shit now is going up. So insurance naturally will go up, but there are insurance companies that aren't even insuring properties in California.
Yep.
Florida, like places that are prone to natural disaster or high cost. They're just sorry, we're not going to insure you because it's going to cost more to rebuild your house than it would that you're going to pay us. We can't.
They just won't offer you insurance. Simple as that.
It's going to be $10,000 a month.
Yeah, we'll do it for you,
but that's a $20 million umbrella policy.
See, I have an umbrella.
I mean, it could be worth it. It's probably not, but it might be.
It depends. I have an umbrella right now myself.
You know, if you should, honestly.
Yeah. If you have, especially if you want to move forward with business and whatnot too, umbrella's the best thing to do. Yeah.
You need it. Well, we can.
We'll talk about
air about
it. What I was going to say is, speaking of the state of the union, the economy, and everything that's going on. So my truck, as you remember, had a very nice squeak to the back.
Yeah, the brakes. Yeah.
So I finally got to the point where it was grinding. I had to deal with it. I talked to Jack and said, I got to work on it today.
Ken should have done this 2 years ago when
when
it started happening.
Basically,
but
yeah.
I do the same thing. So
yeah. So, but my favorite quote is, if you don't plan for your maintenance will plan for you.
Well,
plan it for you. But so either way, I had to do it this weekend, and I looked into it, and I was like, oh, sweet. I need a set of rotors, or just one rotor, as a matter of fact, for this. One rotor, one pad. Oh, no, it's metal on metal. It ground.
Yeah, I was going to say, you need a new rotor probably.
Yep.
Or a new caliper.
Well, the caliper, we'll play into that a little bit later. But I guess the main point is what I'm trying to say is all I was doing was, this is a half-ton truck, right?
Yeah,
it's a light truck.
This is call it a front brake for a regular car.
Very simple. Yeah, it's not huge. It really isn't a big deal. One rotor, the pads, they come in packed for both the backs, so just take it how you want there. I was almost $200 for one rotor and pads.
Not good.
That is not at this time. 5 years ago, it still would have been about it'd be like 110 for that.
No, for your whole rotors and pads for a regular OEM equivalent.
Yes.
Aftermarket manufacturer.
Of course. Yeah. That's what I bought. Yeah.
$220.
Yeah.
For a full set.
Oh, if that's for the whole car.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Back in the day.
Now, trucks are a little bit more, but this is a light truck. It's a half ton. You know what I mean?
It's well, you don't have to tell them that. I mean, now they're judging you.
Either way, so I ended up, I fixed it. Whatever. I was just absurd, honestly, beside myself about the price of one rotor and a set of rear pads for close to $200.
Welcome to, I don't want to say Joe Biden's America, because that would be it's a half truth.
Here's the deal.
But
here's the deal. This is the best economy in years. He's got commercials out now. Have you seen that?
Well, hold on. Technically, if you're talking about the stock market, because most people equate the stock market with the economy.
Of course.
Because we were talking about some economic data, obviously, that came out last week. Inflation numbers and PPI numbers. So...
Well, can I pause for 1 second before, because I do want to hear it, but all I was going to say is that logic is the same as, hey, I was hungover last week. This is the greatest I've felt in this much time, because of course, like, it's been shit, or I've been hungover. That's better logic. I've been hungover for a week straight, and I finally decided to be sober. This is the greatest I've felt in a long time. That's only because it's been shit before, and
no, not at all. It's literally, the economy is running right now on, like, essentially military spending is the majority of the GDP right now. Otherwise, we'd be negative.
Didn't look into it but that's funny. But that's standard,
yeah.
though.
So what I'm saying is the stock market is not comparable to the real economy. There's more people unemployed and not in the labor force right now. I think it's at like almost record highs. Consumer debt is at record high.
I'm also not contributing to the stock market, so it means nothing to me at the moment.
Well, so you should, because you should always have exposure. You should be.
Well, I have money in there, but I'm not contributing at the moment.
At the moment, it's going to go up. It's going to go up before the election, because I think really it's going to. Are they going to cut rates, or are they going to dunk on the The general public,
middle class,
fake out. Well, yeah, because people buy, like, institutions are getting out right now. So, like, because people are expecting them to lower rates.
What kind of institutions? Not like Boeing or anything, right?
Well, no. Well, we can get to that. Yeah. So I don't want to stick on the economy.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah.
We have to talk about that. But so from an economic standpoint, inflation printed higher in February, 0.4% higher. So 3.2% is the inflation rate right now. So it's a 0.4% increase is significant for 1 month.
That's huge for 1 month.
The PPI for February, which is the producer price index, so the price of inputs to goods and services in the United States. So what producers are paying for inputs for products went up 0.6%. So inflation, that's the forward look is the PPI. Inflation is a rearward look. So if it's 0.4 and 0.6, we're going up. We're going up next month. It's a fact.
That's absurd.
Well, but like I said, they say they're going to cut rates this year.
But that's even worse.
Yes, technically we need high rates for a long time to fix the situation we're in.
Yeah,
but
no one wants to hear that. And for short term, short term, it does help the average borrower. Put it that way.
Yes and no, but it lets you go deeper into debt.
Well, which is fine for the average person. That's the thing.
But it's not. It shouldn't be.
No, you're right. It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. You know,
it's what's happening, but it shouldn't be.
It's kicking the can down the road, which, like I said, it's election year. I think they're going to lower maybe once, twice, maybe 3 times, but it's going to be nothing, you know. And then the election.
Get my reference.
What?
Once, twice, 3 times a lady. I love you. It's a song.
I've never been a lady, for the record.
Well, you're gonna be. Once you get your bottom surgery.
Well, if Joe Biden's paying for it, maybe.
Yeah, they might.
Well, if it's the thing to do, I mean, you know.
Yeah, it's shambles is what it is, and what drove all this is what I was talking about. So the people with fixed incomes are the ones that are, they're the ones that are fucking getting crushed right now, and, I feel for them. I do, because if they worked hard enough and that they had a pension.
If you're a boomer and you fucked up, kind of don't have any sympathy for you, honestly.
If it was done with intent too, but I'm saying without your intent, like there's no saying, like if you fucked up, I fuck up every day, dog. But like, dude, not on the intent.
You literally could have put in the minimal amount of work as a boomer during that time period and come out smelling like roses.
Maybe.
No, it's a fact. It's a fact.
That's not a fact.
It is a fact.
I don't agree with that, because I think everything's case by case and
individual. Do you want me to pull the economic data to tell you you're wrong?
Well, I agree with you as a whole. That's
what I'm saying. The setup is, if you fucked up, you fucked up.
Well, I can't argue that. I mean, that is a fact.
You lived in one of the most prosperous times ever.
That's true. Yeah.
And if you fucked up,
you did, but it's not. But it's not always your fault. Oh, you're saying if you fucked up,
it's a consequence of your choices, and if you make bad choices,
you're right.
Shit adds up.
I won't disagree with that. I'm saying it's not all in your control always.
No. But for boomers, it was. It absolutely was.
Maybe
that's what I'm saying. You can't. I don't think you can reasonably argue that.
I just think unless something, there's catastrophic things that happen to people on an individual level that you can't account for. It's the same thing as saying like 1% of the population we shouldn't be.
You're talking like things where, in what situation? Like, describe a situation.
Well, any sort of situation where you lost a job or you were unemployable, or
at the time the U.S. economy was expanding the fastest it ever had.
But it happens, man.
What?
It happened.
No,
there's people that you just don't get dealt the right cards. All I'm saying, circumstantially.
Okay, Ken, you're working at an appliance store.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you work on commission.
Yep.
You make good money.
Okay, yeah, relatively.
And you can afford a 4-bedroom house.
Yeah.
And to put your kids in the college.
Of course, and it happened, yeah.
On a 40-hour-a-week salary.
One income, yeah. One income household.
With 4 other people.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Easy.
What if you lost your job?
Okay, but you can get another. You
can.
That's what I'm saying.
But not always. What if they were aircraft mechanics and you only live by one airport and you don't have the means to relocate for another job? Like there's circumstantial
will become an
things.
Auto mechanic, or you will adapt. Maybe. You will adapt to something.
That's true.
You should. That's what I'm saying. It would be your choice of.
We're not arguing. We're not. What I'm saying
is we're arguing.
I don't think so, because
for the record,
we're on the same page, because I get that you had the best odds in your hand.
Anytime.
Of any time you had the best odds.
Yeah.
However, you could still get shit hand dealt to you consistently.
Technically, yes, but
it's a very minimal part of the population.
So why are you arguing for it?
Because I'm not even arguing for it. I'm just saying you can't leave out the 1%. What about the gender benders?
They were doing pretty good back then, actually.
They're not doing real great now.
No, they're on top of the world right now. Well, if you're at United, I mean...
Yeah, that's not a good situation.
Or at Boeing, I mean, you could probably, I don't know.
Bad time to be involved in the major airlines, whether that be investments or with even employment, depending on the...
It depends on the outfit.
Yeah.
It really depends on the outfit, because there are companies, airlines that are really good.
Yeah, well, American
Tight
right
operators.
Now, they're stealing everybody.
I
got multiple offers recently,
yeah.
and I told you about that. They keep beating me up about it, which was never a thing when I first was started in this industry.
Because what I've told you and John a million times, and even myself, is the places that we're in, the business that we're in, it's an aging workforce.
Yes,
you have to wait it out.
And then it's going to be my turn.
It's just you.
Yeah.
You're the only guy.
Yeah. I need you. Yeah.
It's a matter of time. It's a fact. And like, it's one of those things that people don't get is shit takes time.
Yeah, of course.
It's not instant gratification.
No, but you're led to believe that now, especially.
And this is why the boomers that were instant gratification back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. I mean, I guess the boomers, they were born in the 50s.
I don't know what what the generational year range is, but I would have to say,
I think they're maybe even born into the 40s. The boomers.
I don't know.
I don't know. Where's the Jamie?
I think where we need a Jamie for free, and it's a woman. Jamie's a woman.
I could do a Jamie.
I could do a Jamie.
No, you couldn't. I could.
We could both do it.
Get out my sloppy second.
Yeah, I don't know, because before that they called or they coined the greatest generation. I think that's what they considered it.
But that was the people that fought in World War II, right?
I believe so.
That was the greatest generation.
I believe so.
Boomers were the generation after that, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not good enough to know. All I know is you have your Xers, which are just before us, which the laziest generation.
Love them, but I hate them.
Yeah.
They're the most like
laissez-faire, like the ones that
not
just
even
don't do anything.
It's just like the most agnostic, like
not
agnostic. I'm thinking nihilistic, like generation.
Well, in my opinion, least contributors.
Yes.
Out of any recent,
and they talk a lot.
Oh yeah, a lot of bullshit.
They don't know nothing.
Well, don't tell Vern that Vern's an Xer.
I know, no, but he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's one of the small percentage of the Xers, in my opinion.
One of the small percent of every generation.
Yeah.
Like we just discussed.
That's true. He has to, he has to have his place and be noted, even though he's a, small percent.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. What are you trying to say?
What are you trying to say?
Come out in the plain English and just say it.
No, I can't do that.
You're talking out of both sides of your mouth. It's like I can't understand the guy.
If you play both sides, you always come out on top, is all I'm trying to say.
You've never come out on top.
I always end up on top.
You made a couple lateral moves, I'll give you that.
I'll roll over.
Like I said, you made a couple lateral moves, but on top is that's a bold claim. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose.
Well, not with me.
I always win.
No, you always lose.
You just don't know. It's very manipulative, You're not realizing it. It's happening right now. I'm winning.
You're not Charlie Sheen. Okay, let's put it that way.
I am not AIDS ridden. That's for sure.
Well, he had needle based.
No,
you have the gay AIDS.
No.
Yeah, he was needle based. Because him and Tommy C were fucking, exchanging that Hep C.
I don't know, man. I mean,
just saying. I
got AIDS by a handshake. That's how unlucky I am.
It's a toilet seat, I think.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. That's what I read. It's usually Wikipedia says.
Yeah, my early life. He picked it up from the toilet seat.
I didn't even have to look at that. I could just tell. I look at the guy. He's pretty frail.
what else is on your docket?
So Boeing killed this guy.
That happened.
Yeah.
I can't even. That's one thing we can agree on right now.
Yeah, I don't think. I'm a betting man, and I bet they killed this guy.
Are you kidding me? This dude's been retired.
I think
he's been out of the game.
32 years in their quality. He was a quality control manager, I think, is what he ended up as. So you're on the ground and you're hearing both sides of corporate and what's happening. You're right in between.
They're telling you to say this to the tech, or the tech's saying this back.
You're that corporate layer of
middle ground,
not management, but not a laborer.
Right. But you get get fucked by both. Basically,
this guy was giving his last deposition in a case against Boeing, and he just happened to just kill himself.
In the public.
Himself. Yeah, in his car. Yeah, it's a shame. It's so sad. It's so sad.
And when you were someone that retired from Boeing at the age he was, you are sitting on a gold mine. Those
you have so much stock options,
pensions, stock options, everything. You're set for life.
Oh, so he's one of those boomers that
Well, actually,
literally,
that's an example. Yes, where technically working for a major at that time, you stayed in. You literally had everything you could ever want. That I'm guaranteed he's a single income household. Plenty of kids, great house, good location where you live. And that's just speculation. But if I were to guess, that's one of those jobs at that time. Yes.
He was literally testifying against Boeing in quality control issues and all these. They're cutting corners is really what it is.
But they're a defense contractor. Boeing's one of them. They would never cut corners on anything.
Oh, you're saying a private contractor wouldn't fuck over the government.
Never
for money.
Never
try to give the cheap. It's literally that's the goal. Is I'm gonna do this the cheapest I possibly can.
So because your contract only pays so much, right? So why wouldn't you do it?
Well, because if I do
pocket more
cheap,
money,
I'm exactly. Simple Bidenomics.
Well, and it's a shame that someone had to lose their life over opening it up to these big mega contractors. They need to be held,
reined in.
Yeah, they really need.
This is a monopoly. Really, we have a monopoly in the defense industry, technically.
Oh my God! Between Boeing, Lockheed, what's the other big ones?
That's more aviation.
Yes, but they still do that, like Lockheed. Well, there's ones that do other propulsion and
Well, the Skunk Works at Lockheed is, I think they're the OGs, aren't they? Like,
I'm not familiar. I do know
as far as alien technology is concerned,
possible.
But
Lockheed and other propulsion type contractors still are in this line of weapons too, because the weapons have to be have some sort of
propelled and launched from a plane. Usually,
most cases, yeah.
It could be really any.
Yeah, right.
Really,
well, L3,
they
Boeing, Lockheed. Yeah. Oh, yeah,
all sorts of shit, but
I'm familiar. And I was involved at a very, very low level for defense contracting at a small portion of my life.
You do try to get that military discount everywhere you go.
I would never.
Well, no, I agree. I mean,
you never.
Deserved it. You deserved it. You served your country. kind of. I mean, where's the applause?
I got served.
Well. Not yet, but
no.
Let's see.
No, just so let the record know. I was never an enlisted.
Yeah, but you're still technically. You had a military ID.
I did have a CAT card. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sounds like you get a military discount to me.
I got forced to travel places I didn't want to go.
Not really.
I just didn't have to dress up in the uniform. I basically wore this when I was on base.
Naturally, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it.
I don't know. Yeah, I got to go on any base I wanted to go anytime. I had 24/7. Wow, that's true.
You're not coming
true.
to my house.
That's not a based base.
It is. So. It's very based, and it's kind of my base.
I wouldn't want to go there anyways.
You would.
Yeah.
And you've tried.
I would.
But,
Yeah. Anyways,
what's so funny?
It's just funny because it's just simply untrue.
Like I said, I don't know. They obviously, I'm betting they killed this guy. After all these problems are happening with their planes.
I agree.
And it's just very suspect. It's just all so like, what's the common denominator here? Some company that's so greedy that they have to protect theirs any cost. I mean,
it's just a shame that
it's a lot coming from a private company, let alone. I mean, the government. I expect that fully.
Oh, sure,
but
Well, I mean, if you go back to Epstein and all these other situations, we have untimely, self-inflicted,
the cameras weren't on.
Oh,
the guards were sleeping, and we didn't get to see the body. There was one autopsy performed, no independent autopsy. Like,
see, this is the shit, dude. It's like, and I get like it could very well be true, but if you don't provide us the information that we demand, because like that directly involves people, whether it be this guy from Boeing, whether this be
the JFK shit that now recently that we found out that
it's essentially
the CIA
he was
killed.
But no one even gives a shit now. Well, you know what I mean?
We'll move past it. Move past it.
Like, you can tell these people that don't want to believe in any conspiracies at all and just like, oh, hey, you're just a conspiracy theorist. But then give them five examples of where the government did,
It's not a conspiracy theory. It's fact. It's conspiracy fact.
Yeah, right. And well, and they become
some things, not all things.
You're right. There's a lot of outlandish stuff.
The majority is outlandish and not plausible, not true.
But entertaining.
Yeah. That's I think what it mainly is. But there is a lot of shit.
The thing that angers me, that triggers me, is that there's plenty of proven times that our government, the United States, have taken it upon themselves to hurt or harm the general population.
Absolutely.
And it's fact. It's in stone.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
But you ask those same people that just call you conspiracy theorist or whatever and be like, but they would never do it again. I mean, we're different now. I'm a changed man, Frank.
People change, Frank.
Yeah. What makes you think that our government would ever change? I think they have more power technology than they've ever had. And
I agree.
If you think that they're morally better now than they were in the 70s or the 60s, you're fucking higher than giraffe pussy.
The problem is they don't have the competency that they used to have.
I would agree. The structure is failed because there's too many moving parts.
Well, that and there's not enough skilled labor to actually run these organizations as they should or once were. It's all cash. They're raiding the fucking treasury as we speak, but people are they're blind to it,
And not even some people aren't even blind to it. They're aware of it and they're just like, it doesn't affect me. But it will. It will.
It's not it does. It actively does.
You're right.
All the monetary policy that has happened is why
you're right, but it doesn't happen instantly.
No, yeah. That's it's not it's just like losing weight. It's not.
Yes.
Oh, I dieted for 3 days.
Why am I still fat?
Yeah. It's one of those things. It's not instant gratification. Just like anything, it takes time.
Man. Strange times.
It's not that strange. I mean, it's pretty standard procedure.
A lot of this chicanery, if you will, malfeasances have happened in the past. They've happened in I wouldn't say ancient, well, definitely ancient time. Like, it's always happened. It's just, I think now that it's more egregious because it's known and there's facts available. And
the adage is, well, this is why they want to take down TikTok right before the election.
No way. The same thing that Trump did.
Oh my God.
The same thing that Trump tried to do right before or right after his election.
It's like, oh my God. Like, there's this social media company that
we're doing great on TikTok. Don't take it down yet.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. That's my ulterior motive here. Let me finish.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay. Like I said, all this is we want to censor people, and we don't have the ability to on this platform. We're not as good of an ability to.
Well, they're in Zuck's pocket, right? They're in Musk's pocket.
We're not talking about any of the data that's going to all these U.S. companies that are selling them to all these other companies around the world. It's this is going through China, so let's make a law against that, and then you can still use the platform. It's just the data doesn't go. If they really cared, but they don't.
Sure.
All it is they just want to quiet people down before the election.
Of course. At the end of the day, get a decent VPN. We can still hump. I think if you have a good VPN, we'll be fine.
But that's, I mean, it's like.
But then no one in America is going to be able to look at it unless they have a VPN either. So we're going to have only a foreign following.
Well, I mean,
not the end of the world. I mean, I like foreign folks. I think more than I like a lot of the people here.
I mean, some of those women are.
They smell great. They look great. It depends. I guess also depends what region you're talking about.
I don't want to get into it, but because I sense the path you're going down, and I just don't think we need to have that conversation on air.
Sure.
But
well, I was just trying to be funny, comedy.
Yeah, this is a comedy podcast, technically. I guess.
I mean, we're not that funny, but I think that. We make each other laugh.
Speak for yourself, but
yeah, man, it is a. It's funny. It's being tabled again. That's all I'm saying.
And then the fucking what's his face wants to buy it now. The fucking who the fuck wants to buy it? Some very prominent U.S. politician. I can't remember his fucking name.
TikTok, the platform. I did not hear that there was a politician that was interested.
Oh yeah. Well, this is the thing: is we're concerned about all this data going to China, but not Chinese proxies buying up farmland next to U.S. military bases.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere. Yeah,
all this other shit. Like we're not concerned about that.
Do me a favor.
We're concerned about.
I'm glad you brought that up. Can you look up the amount that how much U.S. land that the Chinese own now? And it's gonna fucking. It's a lot. It's gonna drop your pants. And there's a percentile of how much they own physical land.
Former Treasury Secretary.
Oh, really? That wants to buy it?
Munchin. Stephen Munchin, I think is how you pronounce his name. Like I said, it's very convenient. I'll just buy the platform. I'll simply just buy it.
Yeah.
I'm not like connected to the
no way
the U.S. government anymore or anything like that.
Yeah.
That was my past life. I just want to buy this social media platform now.
Yeah. At least it's be a hobby for them. Not a big deal. But I am curious if that's what you're looking up, how much the Chinese own now, and they're actively on a regular basis, probably daily, looking for land that they can buy.
Only I'm showing at least this article. This is from mid 23. Says 384,000 acres.
That's a pretty good chunk, though.
It's not that much, though.
I understand that, but that's a 2023 and. Who's it coming from? Who's the source?
What do you mean? This is collinshouse.gov. So this is a government
legitimate website. So legitimate, that means you shouldn't believe it because it's a .gov.
Well, no. What I'm saying is that information. I mean, like I said, that's technically not a lot, and it's not a lot in the grand scheme of how big the United States.
I understand that. Yeah,
but it's not necessarily the amount they're buying; it's where.
Yeah,
it's very close to our military installations.
It's almost like they could build their whatever they want there.
Well, no, it's more of you can monitor all your activity of what's going on all over your country.
They're legally allowed to be on the land they bought.
Well, I mean, there's been plenty of Congress men and women who have had Chinese spies, affairs with them, living their butler, their driver, like Nancy Pelosi. It's like this
getting hit with hammers.
It's there's a lot of spies.
Yeah. That's
Chinese specifically.
That's not a Hollywood thing.
No, it's
spies a real thing.
It's a fact. It's not necessarily. It's not what you think of. Like I'm not James Bond out here. It's some kid who.
It used to be that way.
It's some kid who's going to college and collecting knowledge and information from people that are working on projects.
You're a double agent, baby.
Kind of.
Yeah. You can. Well, you can be, I should say, but yeah.
Well, they are. At least the ones I'm talking about. It's not all of them.
Yep.
Most of them come here because. The education is, we have a pretty decent education system, and a lot of the accreditations you would need
I would actually stop you. I'd say we have a terrible education system, but we have the accreditation that gets you where it needs to go.
No, absolutely not. We have some of the best learning institutions in the world.
Then why we have the dumbest people being produced on a regular basis?
Because people aren't going to fucking Harvard and Yale.
Oh, I'm following. You're talking about specific.
These people are
colleges.
They're not going to Butler County Community College.
No. But they're going to CMU, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, which is prestigious.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not any 4-year degree. It's the most prestigious educational institution.
Sure, but they have, as far as public education, we're the poorest. One of the, I shouldn't say the poorest.
We are not where we should be.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because we fall behind.
The public education system is broken. We don't spend enough money. All our taxes get funneled off into stuff like
I don't know, gender studies in Pakistan.
The infrastructure bill and getting sent to Israel.
See, that's Ukraine, the thing. At least if you're going to take my money, and
I have it back in some form? Please?
I understand that I have a kid. You don't yet, but
no, but I still.
But even if you didn't, wouldn't you agree? Like, wouldn't you rather go into the public school system?
Your kid is still my kid to some degree.
Of course, yeah.
Not really.
But in the grand scheme of the community and all of that.
Absolutely. Well, that's the thing is if I pay tax dollars, I'd like her to be the beneficiary of that.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, as would anybody.
Of course. And now more so ever that I actually have a child that I have to pay
attention to shit like that.
Yeah.
You have to be involved. As most people don't like to be involved with their children. Just sit them down in front of the iPad and just.
Right. We're at all-time high rates of people that can afford it that are looking to private institutions, whether they be religious or not, because they don't want to follow the syllabus the government. Well, what do they call
that? Not only that, but the public school system is not educating your kids properly. They're making your kids. They're not making them any smarter.
No, they're running them through the fucking assembly line.
It's just let's get you into that state of working a regular 9 to 5, not full-time job, but a regular job where you pay taxes and you're making just enough to get by, and think that you're getting ahead.
Interesting.
That's really what they want.
Yeah, the illusion of
prosperity.
Yeah, right.
It's the same thing. This is why people are going debt is record high, because people want to live a lifestyle that they can't afford, but credit and easy money lets them afford it.
Lets you have it right now, instantly.
Well, no, what I'm saying is people try to maintain that lifestyle that they used to be able to afford back pre-pandemic. You were middle class, but now you need an extra $30,000 to be middle class, and you don't have that, so you'll try to make up the difference with credit. It's
a dangerous game, man, and it's not. I guess on top of what you're saying too, so you have it gets shoved down your throat too. So even if you're fenced about it, that you're like, well, I think I'm fine. I'm content. You have a little bit of contentment in your heart.
Yeah, but it's still so. This is what social media is about: is I want to push in your face, a lifestyle that you think everybody else has that you can't afford. That I'm going to make you strive for, and I'm going to make a lot of money off of that. And
ad-based too. It's not even just like your friends. No, it is your friends too. Your friends love because they're already poisoned by it.
Yeah, but it's what's presented in front of you.
Exactly. Now, it used to be music videos, right? There was music videos of bands or groups or whatever of high lavish life that people looked up to. So like, I want that, but it wasn't getting it. So we got to do it on a platform that everyone has. They've isolated. It's all been boiled down and perfected to some degree. Sure.
Into a science of I have a profile of you and I know what you like and what you click on, what you look at. I can tell if you have an Apple Watch, I can tell what your heart rate is. We just discussed this, but I can tell what makes you very excited. I can measure the feeling that you feel before you buy something.
Sure.
And then I can try to make you feel that with advertisements, so you end up buying something.
Right. That's why I'm buying a Chinese excavator next week.
Well, that's why I had to buy another PBS 14.
You're right. Yeah.
Google made me do it. Essentially.
Who owns Google?
That's Meta. It's Google Meta, I think.
I don't think so. I don't think
Google owns Meta.
I don't think so.
I think they do.
I got to know that now. I'm just curious.
I'm 99% sure that they have a stake in Meta.
Well, a stake is different, though.
I know. Well, hold on. Yeah, you can guffaw and whatnot.
I think Google and Meta are competitors.
I'm not disagreeing, but it depends on what they're two different publicly traded companies. Yes. They're both technology companies.
Silicon Valley.
Crevice, but yeah.
Silicon crevice.
I don't think they have any
affiliation.
I don't think so. I thought they did in some earlier,
and they may have. It's been scrubbed from the internet, if that's the case. Just like Nancy Pelosi's tits.
Well, I wanted to look at them for science, but not really. I wasn't going to get off.
I'd jay off to them.
She's too old for me.
Yeah, of course, but like I'll still do it. Why not? Experience life a little bit. Just don't be so uptight. Just jay off to whatever.
I'm cool with missing out on that one.
Well, you're gonna get FOMO.
I might get Nancy Pelosi FOMO. I'll be that high bidder on those high resolution pictures on eBay.
I wish our asshole would sell us that GD plate.
We're not getting the plate. It's never.
Yeah, it's just not happening.
And it's fine.
Is it still listed?
Absolutely, absolutely. It is.
Zero watchers, or is it?
There's one watcher, and it's me.
You. It looks like this.
It is the same feet technically from this sign at this dealership. But like I said, I don't know. I just don't know.
I mean,
the state of the world, the state of these feet. I mean,
the smell of these feet
alone. I think we should do our bomb, dude.
I like that idea. That's a perfect idea. We'll bullshit our way through while we're making them here.
Well, because I got other topics to talk about.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
I never stop talking.
Do you have your glass?
Of course I do. But I mean, you're gonna have to.
You get a finger.
I'll fish it out.
Yeah, I don't want your fingers in it.
Yeah. No, it's the opposite. But
I've been touching my 1952 tractor. It's full of lead and stuff.
There's a lot of lead in that thing.
I don't want you to have to. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, I appreciate that.
It's lead ridden and asbestos in the brakes. They used not just the linings, but
everything.
Just,
the whole rotor.
Oh yeah.
The pads themselves.
Well, this is a drum system, but yeah, same idea.
So we talked about the exploding house. Yeah, regardless.
Yep.
We talked about the producer price index, the CPI.
It's good sound. We should cut that. Look at that.
What?
Have that cut. Good sound. That one wasn't. Never mind.
What was it? I didn't even hear the sound.
It's because your monitor's down too low. That's why you talk too low.
What are you talking about? I can hear you. I can't hear the sound of you pouring a beer like a little bitch.
Actually, your monitors, judging by your level of speak, they're probably too high.
I'm very irate, if anything.
They're too high.
You're making me irate.
If I put your monitor down a little lower, then you're naturally going to want to talk higher so you can hear yourself talk.
I'm going to scream.
That's what I want.
No.
I'll put them back up. I'm sorry.
I mean, we could talk about.
Listen, my dad's real mad.
We could talk about
Neil needs to be closer to the mic.
George, it's unfortunate that your son can't figure out a setup.
It's not the setup. It's the operator.
It really is not, George, and I think George would agree. He's a smart man. He's a man of reason. He would agree with me.
He went out of his way to text me to tell me you sound like dog shit, and you need to get closer. Look at me. A fist is where you need to be away from this mic. One fist length. And even me.
Try it again. Do that again. And then rotate.
I won't rotate. I'm not a rotator.
You've already.
I'm not a rotator.
He just sucks it out of you, I guess.
Project your voice like a man. That's what you need. Confidence.
Number one, if we want to talk about a certain, I'm not going to say his name, but a certain, there's a teacher back at the Mars area school district.
Is he now dead?
Yes.
Yeah. So then I know who we're talking about.
You have to project. You have to speak from your diaphragm as a man. I kind of want to say his name, but I'm not going to.
I want to give him. We'll do this shot to him.
I'll do this one to him.
But I'm not going to say his name.
Well, give me a little more than that. Come on.
Well, I'm going to give you J-Mo on top of it.
Yeah, but I mean, I barely tasted the last one. That's pretty weak. But
terrible.
Mr.
Palate.
H would not approve.
Yeah. Did he touch you too?
Oh, never.
No.
I was able to shake him off.
Everyone always said that, but I never saw it. I think he was just I think he was gay, one of the gays.
I think he was definitely gay, but he was real cocaine gay, like really cool guy.
He would be in your face. Like,
oh yeah, he was very into and I enjoyed his class.
Me too, and
it was cool.
He was or what would you call it? Like expressive arts type,
avant-garde, like.
Yep. He was a theater buff. He was a guy that I think that more people need to stop.
I think he should have done some shows, some independent shows or something.
Absolutely.
Bob's or something.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
He was. I really respect him. We did the puppets. We did.
I still have. I think I still have mine somewhere.
Either way, this is you, Mr. H.
Cheers.
Oh.
No, come on.
Sláinte. Oh, Yeah, man. He, in my opinion, he was the most engaging out of any of the teachers I had. Now, I had a couple other good teachers that come to the top of my head.
Engaging, yes. It was more passion.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, that's a good word.
Like that's really what I think he did have or brought to the job.
Sure.
So to speak. And, if he diddled you or whatever, I don't know what happened. But
I wasn't hot enough.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. He didn't really finish.
Well, he wanted to diddle me, but then he saw what I was dealing with, and he was like, I need a little more than that. Like, I like little boys, but you look like a toddler.
I like it to at least be flopping around.
Yeah,
it's not going to do anything.
It's a medical condition. I can't do anything with that.
It's like a fucking... It's like a muscle stuck to a piece of, driftwood. It's just not going anywhere. It's not doing anything,
Yeah, man. I bet he had a really fun time in the 70s, is all I'm going to say.
I wish we were our adult selves now. Back in the 80s.
Oh, yeah. We could have had a really good time. We could have done anything.
We could have really had a good time. I mean, we would have been his wingman.
Of course, yeah.
But put us on the women, preferably,
I mean, I'll take whatever, but I see what you're saying.
I won't settle for that. I'd like a biological woman.
Well, I thought you were talking about...
Yeah, whatever gender you're into, I mean, that's fine. I'm very cool with that. I think
gender's a spectrum, and that.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you're on the spectrum there,
You are retarded.
No. I don't think just because you're gay means that you're retarded.
Yeah, I'm not gay. I'm straight as an arrow, bro.
I mean, you have a kid, so that speaks to your favor. That's a plus. That's a plus.
I haven't had sex with another woman or man in literally how long have I been married?
Okay, but what? How to define that?
Define what? Married?
Having sex. Define that.
P and the V.
Okay, so naturally you would not have sex with any men then, if that's your...
Oh, that's a good angle. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, we're getting into wordplay now.
We are. So how about intercourse? I haven't had intercourse with anybody.
How do you define intercourse?
It would have to be insertion of a penis into another human being, right?
Sure, I guess.
I haven't had any sexual...
You've been frauding with multiple different men.
No.
Is what you're saying.
So I haven't had any sexual behavior.
Oh, you guys were docking. I get it.
I don't know what that is.
He knows exactly what that is.
I haven't had any sexual contact or behavior with anybody other than my wife since probably at least 2000, and we were married in 15? So it'd be...
Sounds right.
Like 12 or 13, because I was with her a couple years before we got married. Probably 12 or 13.
I mean, it might add up. I'd have to
ask Jacqueline.
I'd have to check my archives, but it sounds reasonable.
And even then, I wasn't getting
laid.
Jacqueline lost this fucking game, if anything.
You weren't straight at the time, for sure. I get that.
She turned me straight.
Well, yeah, a good woman will.
So I had a 12-step program that got me off the gays.
Well, it was more of, well, go ahead. I don't want to speak for you.
That's all. She pulled me out of the depravity and the terrible lifestyle of homosexuality.
It's not terrible. It's pretty based.
I prayed the gay away, and Jacqueline came along and saved me.
It's. I live a very rock and roll lifestyle, but they're gambling on a different level. Like they're really. They're one broken condom away from the big time AIDS.
Sure.
It's just.
I won't
take that risk.
And this is something to probably piss off a lot of people. Especially if you're conservative type, like heavy conservative type, but like I think the gays have it the best. I think they have.
Well, technically, if you're a gay man, if you're a gay boomer.
Oh no! Of course not.
Life was handed to you on a golden platter.
Yeah. What I'm saying is they have the most fun. They party hard.
No, because the gays, they network. That's the thing about the gays is they all network together. They all
have clubs.
Give each other. Well, there's plenty of bathhouses and whatnot.
Yeah.
After hours clubs, etc., which we should explore No homo.
Well, I do like it for the science aspect. Plus, I like partying with the gays.
Yeah. They have a great. They're very fun.
You and me both know.
You don't. Well, actually, you do.
I know.
You have hands-on experience.
Listen, if you're a straight man at a gay bar, you're gonna have the most fun of your life, and there's gonna be a couple that are gonna try and
No, I think we were singled out. We were really.
That's what I'm saying. Like I love being the center stage, like center of attention, the limelight.
It was like I'm fucking. It's the 1940s, and I'm a black guy. KKK rally.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like,
I didn't think of it that way.
This is awkward.
That's my personal PTSD now. Like I can relate.
You were raped.
I can relate to the blacks now because I was the straight man in the gay bar.
I don't think that's how it works.
Well, that's the way you painted the picture in my head.
Yeah, but I'm recalling what I said now. Now that I hear it out loud, it doesn't track. It doesn't track. But you've already agreed with it, so
I like it.
Speak for yourself.
Let's go to a gay bar soon.
I'll go to one, but I'd rather go to the after hours club.
Here's a cool thing: we're straight men. We carry firearms. And if I'm definitely carrying a gun next time I go into a gay bar because last time I got roofied, we talked about it.
No, because I don't want some sort of Pulse nightclub situation where some guy in the closet like you comes out and starts shooting the place up.
I'm not in the closet.
It sounds like you are, dude.
I've never even looked at a closet for fear that I might go in it.
For fear that I may never come out.
Yeah. No, I just like the flamboyancy. I don't like when it's being presented to underage people or children.
Kids, different story. But
if you're an adult consenting person,
I think the majority of gays also agree with that.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think we've been fed this media lie that gay people are extremely left wing, and the majority aren't.
Yeah, I would actually agree.
If you've actually met gay people, at least around here.
Yep. They just like to fuck butts, dude. They're normal dudes.
They do a lot more than that. You should know. No,
they fuck butts. That's all. That's cool, and it's fine.
That's what Ken exclusively does.
No.
He speaks from experience.
No.
Well, you said it.
And if I'm gonna do it, I'm topping. I ain't.
No, he's not.
I ain't getting bottom.
No.
I will shoot.
The record show.
I will shoot my way out of that.
Record show.
No.
I mean, if I'm topping, it's something like that. If Ken tops, they'll maybe give him like one of these. Maybe.
No.
They'll give him a couple of bucks for his,
If I found myself in a stupor in a drug-ridden, drunken evening with a gay man, I'm topping. That's all I'm trying to say.
You're not. If anything, you're verse. That's bare minimum. Like,
no.
I'll take the action on verse, but topping, no.
Well, unless it's a bear, he might overcome me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You might be overpowered. You might not have a choice. Is what I'm saying.
If it's a twink, though, I'm not submitting. But I'm going to beat the fuck out of him.
Muscular twink, dude. He could really.
I don't care.
It's like he's like a 15-year-old high school boy, and he really just
knows how to wrestle.
Lays the smackdown on you. Like, really, Hulk Hogan,
No, Greco-Roman. He gets me.
Oh yeah, he really greases you up. You guys are all greased up. You're wrestling, and he just takes you down.
Well, luckily I've been practicing Kegels. He won't get in, but I won't allow it. He can try, but he won't get in. I have the strongest sphincter muscles.
Absolutely, I agree. I'll drink to that. In fact,
he can try.
He will, and he's going.
I'm thinking about a dark room. I don't know about you. If we're on the same wavelength, it's a hotel room, right?
No. You never catch me at a hotel room with another man if I don't have a gun.
Well, yeah. Well, he enticed me in. He said, "There's blow in here."
Well, okay. Well,
see what I'm saying?
If we're talking about a situation,
he got you in.
Well, do I have my gun?
Of course.
I don't think I'd go in. Well, if I do, I'm going.
That's what I'm saying.
If I do, I'm going in.
What if you said, "Hey, we're at the party," or whatever?
Absolutely.
Like,
cool.
We got blow back in the room.
Let's do it.
Right? There's tons of women. Tons of men.
Well, no, because you start telling me there's a lot of women and you're some twink.
Well, you don't know he's a twink yet.
What do you mean?
Let's say this is a
Look
straight
at how
bar.
big I am, dude. I don't think you're not understanding.
Well, you classify as a twink.
No, I'm a twank verse, if anything.
I'm a bear.
At the bare minimum, twank verse.
I'm a bare minimum is what I am.
He's a bare bottom is what he is.
Oh, no way. Bears
bottom.
don't bottom, and everybody knows that.
Every bear bottoms.
No, every bear...
They hibernate and they bottom.
No.
It's a fact.
No.
Let's call Gay Costas, dude.
Call him. Is he going to answer this time?
No, but
He ain't going to answer.
Like I said, every bear is a bottom. At the end of the day, it's true.
Every bear.
Every gay person who's watching this podcast right now, they know I'm spitting facts.
I doubt it. So
I know the gays better than you.
Sorry to hear that.
I know you better than you.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is the bears.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Strong, empowering, manly men that just happen to like men. Gay, but it's okay. That's just what they like. They're powerful men. They're not going to want to get bottomed.
I see. Okay. So I see.
That's my angle.
I see where we're getting hung up. You're a power bottom. That's what it is.
That's
what it is. That's where we've been getting. Okay, we understand each other.
I'll maul the fuck out of you.
Yeah, absolutely, from the bottom. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, yeah. Next question. Next topic. We're sorry. You know, they get it now.
If you go down to your local, what's Lowe's, Home Depot, right?
Yeah, your local Loves. Your local Loves. Yeah, your truck stop. Yeah.
And you got this big manly gay man, but he's bigger than me. He's heavier. He's got a lot of hair.
Yeah.
You think that dude wants to fucking be bottomed?
Yeah.
No. That dude's going to go.
Well, yeah, he's going to top you, but he's going to be bottomed by me.
Nah, all right. He's carrying lumber all day.
It's
he
a
wants
mindset.
to top.
Because Ken doesn't understand. It's a mindset thing.
Well, if that's the case, then
he don't know.
I wouldn't be topped by God himself.
He's been topped. That's the
I've
whole
never
problem.
been
That's the
topped.
problem.
I've never been
That's the
bottomed.
problem.
I've never been anything. I've never been anything.
Next topic.
I'm not
Next
gay.
topic.
I'm not fucking gay.
Don't say that. Don't say that, because that's a lie. Everybody's a little gay.
I like the gay people, but I'm not gay. Is that such a hard concept?
See,
Justin Bieber or whatever with your glasses?
It's literally like he's it's fine. It's fine. We'll move past it. You're not gay, Ken.
I know.
You're not gay. You've never done anything gay. You never would do anything gay. And you probably won't ever maybe do anything gay.
What's gay? What's considered gay?
Well, now we've come full circle.
Yeah, we're going back.
We're going full circle. What are we doing? I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to move the conversation forward.
Well, you're the one that fucking drove it in this direction. I'm not gay. Okay? Let
the record show he is a power bottom. Definitely not a top. But he's not gay.
You are retarded.
I'm not gay.
I'm not.
There's nothing wrong with it.
I'm not disagreeing.
I'm just not.
I'm not disagreeing.
If I was gay, I would be all about it because they're the most flamboyant and they enjoy it and they have a fucking blast. In this day and age, they have a great.
I agree. You say you're not gay and you're a bottom. It's fine.
This is where you manipulate and you start.
I'm not manipulating anything. I'm just telling people the facts. And I'm a twank verse, bare minimum. Like if we're talking on the Kinsey scale, bare minimum. You know.
Yeah, I'm a
max. I mean, I'm
a bear power.
I'm super straight at the max.
I'm a pair, power top.
Yeah, you're like a bear cub. Yeah.
Well, no, I see where you're going with it.
Well, it's going to be July soon, and you're going to be
getting
out of your hibernation and really getting.
No. I'm a full adult male bear, but I don't have the size. I look more like a cub.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'll give you that.
But I'm still.
You're an adult.
I'm an adult bear.
You're tight.
I just look
you're
smaller.
You're tight.
Yeah. I'm not like Gene. You know, he's a big bear.
He's not. No, I don't think he's anything. He's fringe, if anything.
He's barely really, breathing. He's probably on a fucking ventilator now.
I don't know how to respond to that. Because I don't really know the guy. I don't see him. Recently. He's
a big fan of the show.
Maybe.
No, he's
he might be. What if he was?
You don't have internet. You don't have a fucking. He's not a fan of the show. The dude lives off of fucking scrapping cars and doesn't even have a job or a license. That's his job.
Where's the meth? Is what I'm.
Well, he might have that. He might. It stinks when I drive past his house. Very chemically.
No, he's a good guy. He's one of those Gen Xers. It's what it is.
He's an older Xer, but
that's what I'm saying. He's one of those Gen Xers.
Provides zero for society.
Well, he provides for himself, which is base. Like I said, I'm not arguing, with the man's lifestyle. It's a good setup he's got over there,
Yeah. It's got a lot of shit. It looks like hell.
If I could buy stolen cars and part them out, I'd do it all day. I'd run a chop shop for sure.
That's what he's fucking doing. Just saying.
Well, we should think about it,
He's fun to hang out with. That's all I'll say. He smokes a lot of weed, drinks a lot of beer.
I've never seen him do any of that.
He told me, he's like, "Hey, man, do I need a license for a experimental aircraft?" And I was like, "Well,
technically, yes."
I was like, "Not an experimental, but if you go,
if you're gonna fly the thing,
yeah, I'm not gonna divulge all the facts online, but there's a way you can fly without any license.
Absolutely,
legally.
I agree. But to what elevation and
it comes with there's some stipulation." And he's like, "Oh, sweet, man, cool, because I don't have a license or this, and I've had like 5 DUIs."
Wasn't gonna stop him anyways. Gonna stop him anyways.
But he was finding a way that like he could cheat the system, which was based enough to like, well, you can take all this away from me, but watch this, and then take off in the field down the road.
I agree, and then crash way down that way, and then maybe I'll buy the property after he crashes. Well,
insurance policy, because he's going to put a couple teeth inside the airplane.
Oh yeah, well I'm gonna bail. I'm gonna tuck and roll out of the plane. Naturally speaking, I mean, look at me.
Right,
I'm a stud. It's kind of. I mean, you can't. I mean, you wouldn't throw something like that away.
No, you wouldn't. You just wouldn't. I'll tell you what I would do, though. I would end this show, and let's move on to some St. Practice Day, or Jacqueline, let me know if I'm wrong, or St. Patty's Day affairs.
I feel pretty good. It's also pretty early.
That's why you want to do it. It's early. You can get it out of your system.
So you can find us at therealyinsboys@gmail.com, yinsboys.com, social media. Really, TikTok is probably, it's where I'm posting the most shit. We're kind of shit posting in real life.
You got to be here to see it.
So but Instagram,
Snapchat. I'm pretty laissez-faire.
Yeah,
but I still do it.
But the snaps will be exclusive. I mean, you could get anything on there. I mean, I send some risque snaps that I don't want on there, but
yeah, mine's a little different though. We'll use it from the podcast phone.
Ken's a bottom, so like it doesn't qualify the same as my
wrong.
Yeah,
wrong.
It's, you see a little shaft, a little head, and
Jesus Christ.
Ken, but it's
412-613-1116 is Yin's Boys hotline. Make sure, send a voicemail, man. I will respond to it.
Hold on, I think we've done a year so far, technically speaking.
I think we might be over a year.
I think we're over a year. I don't know because I haven't confirmed. We were gonna do a whole thing, a giveaway, but we'll tell you later.
Yeah, let's confirm.
I can't. Yeah. I don't know, and I think we are, but I don't give a shit.
Yeah, next week we'll make sure between this time and next week
we'll figure it out.
If it's over a year, we'll do a promo.
Yeah,
and we'll give away some shirts, some stickers, some koozies. It's some whatever, man. I'll sign.
Well, not one of these. I mean, this is sort of like I said. This is.
I'm sorry. I thought these were for sale. They're not.
St. Patty. No, because you're always wrong. You're a bottom. But he's a power bottom. But he's wrong.
See you folks next week. Have a happy
Be safe.
Patty's Day? Yeah, you should be safe, dude. But yeah.
I
see you. Bye. Yeah, make sure you pull out.